Hakeem Jeffries, guys, allegedly has stood up for himself, guys. And I will need to see this to believe it, guys. He's got his hands in his pockets. He looks like he's ready. It looks like I said, when we saw the Hakeem Jeffries with the baseball bat thing, I was like, that's not you, dog. Like, don't do that. But this right here, this stance from Hakeem Jeffries makes it look like he has had enough of both the right making fun of him, the left making fun of him. He has had enough. So let's watch our boy Adam Mockler talk about this. And let's hope that Hakeem, I want to see it. I need to see it, Hakeem Jeffries. Let's see it.
And talk over me because you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm listening.
So why don't you just keep your mouth shut?
Oh!
Because you showed up.
Boy, it is heating up in...
Oh, dude. Oh, that was good. There you go, buddy. Let's get that one more time. That felt good. You know why? Because it looked like he was trying to do his Hakeem Jeffries. He was trying to do the, like, I'm just talking. And then it looked like he actually got pissed off. And that's what you should be. You should be pissed off.
And talk over me because you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm listening.
So why don't you just keep your mouth shut?
Yes! 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 Hakeem! That's what I'm talking about. One more time. I need one more time.
And talk over me because you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm listening.
So why don't you just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
because you showed up. You showed up.
Boy, it is...
Oh, and you got just right here. Can you guys see? Look at who's the little guy in the back? Who's the little guy? Everybody looks like, dude, they look like it's like a high school. Everybody's surrounded, waiting for the fight to happen.
Is that the way
you showed up?
Boy, it is heating up in D.C. as representatives are confronting each other on Capitol Hill over this government shutdown that is now pushing into 1 week. It started off with Representative Mike Johnson getting confronted by Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona and Ruben Gallego of Arizona. They walk up and they confront Speaker.
We're gonna watch this video later, but we'll see here. We'll watch the rest of this with the Adam Mockler. We're gonna watch this video a little bit later and do it ourselves, but we'll just let Adam do it.
Of the House, Mike Johnson, who honestly doesn't give very satisfying answers. Then not long after, this video comes out of Representative Mike Lawler confronting Leader Hakeem Jeffries. And honestly, Jeffries really sticks the landing in this video. I think he does a great job of combating the talking points, the BS coming from MAGA. On top of that, he's convincing. He's confident. He's quick on his feet, and he kind of just rolls over the other person. I'm going to play this interaction in 1 second, but let's start off with this interaction of Senator Gallego and Senator Kelly confronting Mike Johnson over his refusal to swear.
Dude, you got an astronaut, an ex-Marine, and a pedo protector. Like, just think about that for 1 second, what you have right there. You have an astronaut and an ex-Marine on the Democrat side. And on the other side, you got little Moses Mike Johnson. Little Johnson.
In Representative...
What's happening, Suzanne? Good to see you.
Representative Grijalva from Arizona. This representative just won a special election after her father passed away. She is supposed to be sworn in. She was supposed to be sworn in weeks ago. This is the longest delay in American history.
And actually, a couple people asked me right before the government shut down whether or not I thought that he would swear in on time. And I believe my answer to them was that, like, he says he's going to. We'll see what happens. I kind of knew that if the shutdown happened, that they would use it as a reason to not actually get her into office. Swear
it's for a few reasons. First of all, the Epstein files could be released if she is sworn in. She would be the 218th vote. Secondly, it gives Republicans less leverage overall. And overall, they're just kind of breaking the system to try to get ahead, as they do over and over and over.
And by the way, I think it was Jim Jordan was asked by Caitlin Collins on CNN why they hadn't sworn her in yet. And Jim Jordan tried to hide behind tradition and say, oh, like, we have to have everybody there, and that's how this works. And Caitlin Collins actually called him out directly to his face that Randy Fine, and one other Republican have both been sworn in during this Congress without the entire Congress being present. So You know, this is just, they're full of shit. And this is what I'm saying. This is why Hakeem Jeffries needs to stay 10 toes down on this and tell people on the other side when they're talking over him to shut their fucking mouth. Because they don't have any respect for Democrats. They have zero respect for Democrats. And they're just going to talk shit. And then they're gonna criticize them because they know that the left will then go and self-criticize. Recently, you had the Jay Jones text come out in the race in Virginia, where a text where Jay Jones said something along the lines of about some Republican. It was like you got Hitler, Pol Pot, and this Republican guy in the same room. You got 2 bullets, and he said 2 for the Republican speaker. Most of the time, I'm going to be on the side of like, well, yeah, like that's not something that we ever want to see, right? Like that's not something. But if you think for 1 second that any Republican that had a text message like that would be forced to step down from a race, I've got a fucking bridge to sell you. And the left needs to recognize that. There's so many people on the left right now that are like, well, maybe Jones should actually, you know, step out, actually, like, you know. And it's like they waited to release those texts until the race was happening, until the voting was happening, because they know that if he's forced to remove himself, there's no way that whoever replaces him is going to win. The left needs to grow a fucking backbone, and they need to be smarter, and they need to fight fire with fire, and they need to shut their mouth.
Over. This time, they're not swearing in someone who won an election. So this clip is long, but I'm going to let it play out.
It just keeps on moving.
Yeah, no, it's not great if you want representation.
Last week,
there's 750. Wait, let me address the answer the question.
Stephen Colbert's gay little bro. Golf Marine.
Long, but I'm going to let it play out.
It just keeps on moving.
Yeah, no, it's not great if you want representation.
Last week,
there's 750. Wait, let me address the answer the question. We're happy that she got elected. She's filling her father's seat. That's fantastic. We have a long tradition here and a process of how we administer the oath to a member. You know, he served here for a while. We're going to,
like I said, 2 people, 2 Republicans, they've already subverted that tradition.
do that as soon as we get back to work, but we need the lights turned back on, so we encourage both of you to go open the government.
Didn't we
so
don't do it.
Virginia Republican swore the person in under the same circumstance?
The exception is there were 2 Floridians who were elected in a special election. This happened a couple months back. They were here on a day, they had their families here, they had a scheduled day for the oath of office, and the House was called out of session that day. They had all their family and friends here, so we went ahead and went through the process.
Mr. Speaker, with all due
let me
respect,
finish. Wait, let me answer the question if you're going to ask it. And so that...
Dude, see? You need Hakeem Jeffries right now.
That was the exception we did because the family was here. Ms. Grijalva, Rep-elect Grijalva, has not yet had a scheduled date because she was elected after the House was out of session. So I am anxious to administer the oath to her.
How much is this
as soon as
actually?
you guys vote to open the
Be
government.
on the Epstein. You don't want to be on the Epstein discharge. How much?
It's totally absurd. You guys are
to
experts at
keep
red
on moving
herrings
this,
and
you keep
distraction.
moving along.
No, no, it has nothing to do with Epstein. The House Oversight
No!
Committee, the House Oversight Committee
How's
is
it
working
doing?
on the Epstein files right now, releasing 34,000 pages and more on the way.
You know she's key to
Let
that
me
discharge
finish.
petition.
Let me finish. The House
You
Oversight
just
Committee.
keep coming up with excuses. This is an excuse so she doesn't
Good
sign
job.
on to that.
This is absurd.
This is the longest time the House
Do you
has
want me
been
to
out of
answer the
session.
question? If you ask
You know what he should say there? He should say, you're right. This is absurd. It is absurd. The fact that you're going to sit here in front of me and act like you are not attempting to squash the release of the Epstein files is fucking absurd.
Because you're
let me
not
answer.
actually answering the question. This
Okay.
entirely has to do with the
Okay,
Epstein
you
list.
see, this is a publicity stunt. Let me tell you what's happening. The House Oversight Committee is working on release of the Epstein files. There are some of the biggest bulldogs in Congress, and the Republican and Democrat side who are working on that aggressively.
By the way, the Epstein files are getting released by Republicans right after they released the Matt Gaetz files from a year or 2 back. Remember?
Yeah, remember
Speaker
that?
of the House Mike Johnson was the person who intentionally covered up whatever the DOJ was alleging Matt Gaetz did. We know that he sent Venmo payments, but there was allegedly a deeper investigation into Matt Gaetz' actions. It was covered up by Speaker of the House Mike Johnson.
Solid call by Adam Mockler. Because like I said before, it's hard to remember all the crazy shit that has been going on in this administration. I myself did not remember what he's talking about right there. Good job, Adam Mockler.
It was so bad, Matt Gaetz literally resigned from his seat. Why isn't this talked about more? That we had a high-profile mainstream Republican resign due to sex allegations that were being investigated. Why isn't this talked about more? The reason I'm looping this back is because now it seems like they're covering up more stuff.
I met with the victims before they went out and did the press conference, and the House Oversight is doing its job. Did you know, you might not, because we haven't been in session, the House Oversight has its lawyers in New York City combing through the Epstein estate files. None of that had been anticipated by discharge petitions or anything else. They have subpoenas that are being supplied, they're being followed through on by the Department of Justice. We have more subpoenas that are outstanding for big name persons, Democrats and Republicans, and there are more documents coming through. They're doing the work, they're doing it methodically, they're doing it with subpoena power, and you don't need an act of Congress for that to happen because they're already on it.
So then
and I was in the room with all of them.
Why are you blocking her then?
I'm not blocking her, I just told you.
So why are you blocking her? And that's what it needs to always go back. Because look, I said this about J.D. Vance when J.D. Vance debated Tim Walz. I said before that debate, I said, this is bad for the Democrats because J.D. Vance is an actual politician. J.D. Vance is slimy. He's underhanded. He's shady. He's going to be able to, slip and slide his way through this. When you watched J.D. Vance go on Joe Rogan, you saw the politician, J.D. Vance. Let me talk about my kids. I'm just a normal person, just like you guys, Just like everything in my life, man, I grew up in a trailer park and my mom did pills, man. And like everything that's going on in my life is the same thing that goes on in your guys' life, man. I'm just like you. And he, for the most part, sane washed Donald Trump being who Donald Trump is and the crazy shit that he says. And Mike Johnson is a better politician than J.D. Vance is. And this just needs to always be brought back to, if there was nothing to hide, then we wouldn't need this woman to be sworn in to release the Epstein files. If there was nothing to hide, we wouldn't be talking about it because they would have already been released. This just needs to continue to come back to this over and over and over again.
It was subpoena power, and you don't need an act of Congress for that to happen because they're already on it.
So then
I was in the room with all of them.
Why are you blocking her then?
I'm not blocking her, I just told you.
This is the longest time that House Representative has been out of session that's not in a regular office session. This is the longest time it's taken for someone to be sworn in, and it all happens to coincide with the fact that she's going to be the deciding vote on the discharge petition.
I know why.
He said something very
really
important
weird.
there. This is the longest it's ever taken to swear somebody in who won an election.
You're upset. I know why you're upset.
Mike,
you get a lot of heat because the government is closed down and you guys
Well, we're
made
not.
the decision.
Actually, no. Actually.
You made it 5 times
Mike,
to
I
keep the
got a
government
request.
closed.
I got a
The gaslighting, I love it. I love the gaslighting from Mike Johnson. He's like, you guys are mad because you shut the government down. Dude, you're sitting there smugly talking about how you won't let this representative be sworn in, and the government shut down while you guys have power, and you're going to point to 2 Democrats and say it's their fault?
Yeah.
Let's see what Senator Kelly has to say. I know he'll bring it home.
Yes.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you bring back your Republican members so we can have a serious negotiation with
We're
them
going to have plenty of
about this?
negotiations as
Well,
soon as you open the government.
Why don't we
Let me
bring
tell you
it
why
back?
they're not here, because the House
I
did
mean,
its job.
14 days since July 25th.
Yeah, and real people are feeling real pain.
And they've been on an extended summer
Let's feel the pain
vacation.
with
They're not on
So you
vacation.
bring it back.
Wait a minute.
I have
wait
an
a minute.
opportunity. I can talk to
Patience.
every one of my Republican colleagues down there, and we're talking about
Every
this
day
all
we're
the
talking
time.
Yeah, and they're talking about it over here as well.
And
keep
our
your members
Republican
hidden.
members from Arizona, where are they?
They're in their
Arizona.
district. They're in their districts working.
They're sitting.
Wait a minute.
They're sitting.
Oh, hey,
they're
Mike
sitting-
Lawler. They did
They
their
are
job.
sitting in their
Come here,
basements.
Mike Lawler from New York. Tell
With
them.
all due respect, you voted multiple times to keep the government shut down, okay? The Republican members from Arizona voted to keep the government open.
tell me-
So don't sit here and try to lecture us about
So
whether
tell
or
me
not
what's
we
gonna
did
happen.
Dude, don't tell me Hakeem Jeffries is going to do a better job than Mark Kelly. Don't do this to me, man. Don't do this to me, man. Come on, Mark. Dude, you guys know that Mark Kelly was my choice for vice president. He was an astronaut, guys. He went to space, all right? Mark Kelly was my choice. Mark Kelly, do not let me down right here, brother. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you're going to let these people just disrespect you right to your face. You're going to let them talk and you're going to let them raise their voice at you? Like, my dude, please do not let me down.
multiple times to keep the government shut down, okay? The Republican members from Arizona voted to keep the government open.
They did.
So don't sit here and try to lecture us about
So
whether
tell
or
me
not
what's
we
gonna
did
happen
our
with the
job.
premiums
We
in
did
your
our
district?
job. You did not.
What's going to
Well,
happen
you're
with
not
the
doing your
premiums?
job
What happens to
right
AC
now.
premiums?
Oh,
What
you
happens
mean
to
the bill that I'm signed on to
Oh,
extend it? Oh, yeah,
when
cute,
is
right,
that gonna
because you know
happen?
what? We actually have put forth legislation to do it. You guys just keep pontificating. How about you go down the hall
we're having
and
a
go
discussion.
vote to open the government up? That
It continues to get heated. Then Mike Lawler goes,
Dude, I am sad. I'm sad that Mark Kelly didn't fucking... And this is it. This is it. You know, me and Visora want to have a show where we talk about this. And that is how feckless Democratic politicians are. I like Mark Kelly. I do like Mark Kelly. His wife, you know, was a victim of gun violence that was fucking horrendous. And she's still a tough-ass person. Like, I think that, you know, there's so much to be said about the fact that really foundationally we do have the same beliefs as far as people being treated equally, about like what needs to be done in this country. But the difference between, I think, the citizenry, the people who are voting, the constituents, and the people that are supposedly, you know, representing them is that people are tired. They're fed the fuck up, and it's rightfully so. It's rightfully so. People have had enough of this shit, and they are tired of watching Democrats sit on their hands and say, you know what? We're just going to let it blow over, and at the end of the day, people are going to see how crazy the Republicans are, and then they're going to vote against him. A, you don't know that that's true, because just recently Donald Trump was elected to be the president of the United States of America. And B, that shouldn't be your fucking plan in the first place. We shouldn't be sitting here waiting for Democrats to let the Republicans abuse the shit out of the citizenry to make poor decision after poor decision that continues to put us in bad places over and over again for 4 fucking years, so that way hopefully we can get back in a feckless Democratic government that'll just kind of like sit on their hands and be like, well, you know, there's a lot of levers when it comes to government. You gotta really work hard to get things done. Oh, tell that to Donald Trump. Tell Donald Trump how bipartisan he needs to be. Tell Donald Trump how the machinations of Congress, how they affect the president and how things are done. Because he's going to be pretty fucking surprised. Because I don't think Donald Trump thinks that there is anybody else in this government. And I don't think even if you showed him that there were other people in this government, that he'd care one little fucking bit. That's actually really disappointing to see Mark Kelly just let himself get talked to like that.
and confronts Leader Hakeem Jeffries over the exact point that he just tried to make to them. He says, listen, I have something written up that will give you guys the ACA extensions you're asking for. That's what he says. In order to try, and you know what's really funny? In that, he's conceding that Democrats don't actually want health care for people who are illegal. That's what they're claiming, the Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
He basically concedes that they just want a health care extension. He's conceding in that.
And that's
Let's watch
what it
him
is.
try this on Leader Jeffries.
On your extension, why
Yeah,
don't we
did
sign
you-
on right
let
now?
me ask you a question. Did you
Why
get-
don't we
did
sign
you
on
get
right
permission
now?
from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss, Donald
You
Trump?
can easily
Oh!
extend
Did your
the
boss-
ACA.
He said, did you get... There you go, Hakeem. Hakeem, are you coming back, brother? Don't give me hope, man. Because I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be a lot worse if you come out like this and you act like this and then you buckle. If you buckle after coming out like this, I'm going to be pretty sad. It's going to be worse. Let's get that one more time. Did you get permission from your boy Donald Trump to be here? Has Hakeem Jeffries been watching IHIP? Have the IHIP ladies gotten Hakeem Jeffries, guys? One more time. I want to hear that one more time.
Let's watch him try this on Leader Jeffries.
On your extension, why
Yeah,
don't we
did
sign
you-
on right
let
now?
me ask you a question. Did you
Why
get-
don't we
did
sign
you
on
get
right
permission
now?
from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss, Donald
You
Trump?
can easily extend
Did your
the
boss-
ACA
did your
right
boss,
now.
Donald Trump,
He's
give
not
you
my
permission?
boss.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. By the way,
Let me ask you a
why
question.
did you vote to
Let me
shut
ask
the
you a
government
question.
down?
You
Why
know
did
I
you
didn't-
vote to shut
let
it
me
down?
ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
making
I want you to take a look at that one black man in this crowd. Although, actually, this white dude with the pink tie also looks pretty excited. The black dude in the back and the white dude with the tie are looking at this shit going on right now going, yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about, dog.
show
Vote
of
to
it.
shut
Let me
down.
ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
You're making a show of this to
No,
make
it's
yourself
sad.
relevant.
It's sad. You could easily sign on to
You're
this.
embarrassing
You
yourself
could
right
sign
now.
on to this. The
You're
embarrassment here
chasing
is
clout.
you.
You're an
You
embarrassment.
could sign on to the bill.
Let me ask you a question.
You have 4 Democrats on here.
Let me ask you a
Why won't you
question.
sign on
Let me ask
to
you a
it?
question.
It's a
Let
clean
me ask
extension
you a
for 1
question.
year.
You voted for the one big
Clean
ugly bill,
extension.
correct?
I voted for a
The
tax cut
largest-
bill that gave
the
the largest
largest
tax
cut-
cut
the
to
largest-
Americans in history,
the
including, by
largest-
the way, the average New Yorker getting a
Oh.
$4,000 tax cut. Are you against that?
You're embarrassing
Do you wanna-
yourself right
You want
now.
to cut the standard deduction in
The
half? Is that
largest
what you
cut
wanna
to
do?
Medicaid in
No, we
American
rooted
history.
out
You
waste,
voted for that.
fraud, and abuse, by the
You
way.
voted
Tom DiNapoli, the
for a
Democratic
permanent-
controller of New York,
Let me ask you a question.
pointed out that $1.2
If
billion
you're gonna,
were wasted.
listen, you're not gonna talk to me.
Wasted.
There you
You're not
go.
gonna talk to me.
Let me show you something. Let me show you some body language shit. Let me show you body language. Take a look at what just happened. Just look at that one little step forward. Just that one step forward. You know what that means? When a person takes that one step forward? That's keep fucking talking, dog. That's keep saying something. Keep talking, man. And you're going to find out. That's what that body language means. Good job, Hakeem Jeffries. That is what we need. That is what we want from this person. That's what we want from all these people. Don't let that man talk to you like that. Don't let him speak in your face and talk over you. Take that step forward. Get your grill in his grill. And let this motherfucker know that you ain't his bitch. That is what we need.
The
For a
Democratic
permanent-
controller of New
Let me
York
ask you a question.
pointed out that $1.2
If
billion
you're gonna
were wasted.
listen, you're not gonna
Wasted.
talk.
There
You're
it
not gonna
is,
talk
right
to
there.
me. You're not
On
gonna talk to me.
fraud.
Step
and
closer.
talk over
Non-New
me
York residents
because you don't
getting
want to
paid.
hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm
So
listening.
why don't
Go
you
ahead.
just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
Because you
is
showed
that-
up.
is that the way to
You
talk?
showed up. You showed up.
Yeah.
And so you voted for this one
I
big
signed
ugly
on to
bill,
this. You can extend it right
a
now.
permanent extension of massive tax breaks
Yep.
for your billionaire donors.
So 90% of Americans.
So they can get a permanent.
There you
So
go.
there's a moment there
Good job.
where Leader Jeffries goes, "You can
There
shut
you
your
go.
mouth." It's a forceful
Notice
moment.
he
It's
shut
good.
down.
Someone in the, I don't know who it says it, someone off camera, I believe, goes, "Is that the way you're supposed to speak?" Are you joking right now? You're not okay with the minority leader of the House using firm language at somebody who keeps cutting him off, but the president of the United States can, I don't know, threaten to invade Chicago, threaten to arrest governors like Pritzker just today, threaten to go after people over and over, political opponents like Comey and Bolton. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Leader Hakeem Jeffries can say what he wants at this point. We're going to leave it there. If you appreciate this, drop a like, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Adam Mockler. That's my dude right there. He did it. You give credit where credit is due. He did it. Like, that doesn't mean that the dude's never going to make another mistake. It doesn't mean Hakeem Jeffries has all of a sudden woken up and became the strongest man in the Democratic Party, and he's going to, from this point on, be the leader that we hoped he was. Human beings are flawed. We're imperfect. And I hope that this is a moment that he can build off of. I hope that he can take this somewhere. Because that's the energy right there. That's the energy that you need. Those 2 steps forward to get close to that dude, get in his face, and not let him talk you down to talk over you. Like, that has to happen. That is what Democrats need to see from the people that represent them. You cannot put this on the voters and just always say, like, oh, voters have to get out and protest, and voters have to call, and voters have to do this. You have been voted in, and you need to speak with your chest. You need to speak with confidence, and you need to speak with strength. And when this man comes to you, talking to you like that man came to Hakeem Jeffries, talking to him like he talked to Mark Kelly, that means he does not respect you, and you have one job. And that job is to make that motherfucker respect you. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And check out that video on the screen now.